Hey Shooby Doodlers, it's getting close to Valentine's Day, so I'm going to show you how to draw I Heart You for a card or a design or something like that, but let's not talk about it. Let's do it. Well, here we are. You don't often see me with a ruler, but I want to get this right. I'm going to give you a few tips about typography as well. Now, if you've got a set square, that's going to make your lines much more vertical, but you can draw this by eye if you want to. And I'm going to start that about there. And just kind of choose a thickness that you like. And then we want to have these bits on the top like that, which are going to be kind of curves. Which is going to come, so I'm actually going to mark these out roughly so that we've got an equal width on both sides, so that looks about right. So this here should be kind of like a square box, and they will come around like that. They're kind of long D's and C's, aren't they? But also what you have, this typeface is basically American typewriter, and so you want a little curve down at the top and a little curve up into a little depressions, I suppose they are, really, aren't they? And then you want these little curves coming up into the main stroke of the letter like that. Now we want to come a little way there to give a bit of space, and this is where we're going to do the heart, so it's I heart you. And what I'm going to do is make the heart go above the line, and this is quite important. And I'm going to put a line about there. So the heart goes above the line, and it's a kind of a thing in typography. And I know the heart isn't a typographic letter, is it? But this is a typographic thing that we're doing here. And if you make it smaller, it just looks small. Curved round letters like O's and U's and things like that, and S's, they go above and below the line. Otherwise, they just look small. So we want to have the same distance there, and we're going to have about the same distance and the same distance. So that's going to be one shaft of the U, and I'm only going to do this one so far. I have made that much wider, so I'm going to erase that. Yeah, that feels a bit better. There we go. So we can do this so that's kind of like a squarish there, and bring that curved around, and then we can do this again, curve that around. So that first line was okay, and we want that other one to be about there, like that. So that would be there. And we want these little depressions in the top there, like that. And these little curves into the main stroke. And the U, again, needs to go below the line. And we'll do the outside curve first, and then the inside curve will be the same, coming up around like that. I have now placed this on my light box. I'm lucky I own a light box, and when I turn the light on, ding, you should be able to see the letters coming through. So this is tracing, and I know some people they think that art is pure and comes from the soul and stuff like that, and well, that's great if you've got time, but most people, they just want to get on and do stuff. So tracing is a really good way of getting it really nice and neat. If you haven't got a light box, chances are you've got a window. Put the two pieces of paper up against the window and you will be able to see through using daylight. And I can see underneath here what I'm drawing, and that's going to bring that round. You don't want to get hung up about tracing. It's a perfectly legitimate kind of tool for artists. Yeah. Michelangelo in the Sistine Chapel, it was all traced. He designed it first, just like I did, and then he kind of did huge, great paper cartoons, and then he did little holes, punched little holes around like that. Then he put the cartoon picture, the paper thing, up against the the wall that he wanted to paint, and then he'd pounce. So he'd have a bag full of dust, and he'd kind of bash this bag against the paper, and it would the dust would go through the holes. So when you take the paper away, he will have a traced image in lots of little dots of the thing that he wants to draw. You can't be up there in the Sistine Chapel designing as you go along and putting your heart into it. You've got to design it and know what you're doing before you get up the scaffolding. And this is just exactly the same. Some people are saying, what's that pen you're using? I'm going to put a little bit there as well. I'm just going to give a little highlight just for fun. This is a Copic Chow marker. People always want to know what pens I'm using. The other one is a Rotring typography, the black one, which I like because that's waterproof. So this is a Copic Chow, and I like these. They're alcohol based or something, I think, but they don't make me cough like some other pens do, which makes me wonder, what are they putting in those other pens? What is that stuff they're using? Now, of course, you don't have to do this in marker pens. You can do this in watercolours, Indian ink, oil paint. You can scratch it on a rock. You can do whatever you like. You can make it out of cake. This is just the design. You don't have to do it exactly this way. I think this one needs tidying up too. So you can always keep tidging it and making it look smarter all the time until you're happy with it. I think that needs a little bit more of a curve there as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did and you're in the mood for love, go and have a look at this other video with 78 ideas for Valentine's cards and things like that. Or just have a go at the mystery drawing. Either way, make sure you are subscribed to this channel, and why not go and get my ebook, Everyone Can Draw. In the meantime, keep drawing, practice, and I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye-bye.